In this video, I'm going to talk about the AZ900 exam course. The syllabus will be used for the Microsoft Azure Fundamental exam. This syllabus is, again, I have referred the some of the online materials and composed this video. So I would recommend this book. This is the second edition of the Microsoft Azure Fundamentals on the exam AZ900. This really nice book and contains, this is meant for the exam purpose only. We can't guarantee that all the questions will be coming from this question, but all the concepts are related to this subject. This exam is covered part of this book. So I really like this book. And in this exam, basically, the syllabus has been changed since November 9, 2020. That's the second edition, which is covered in part of the first part of the second edition. So in case if you have the first edition, so you need to end up this video. I will also explain the difference, the content changed between the first edition and the second edition. So the purpose of this exam is to basically understanding the cloud concepts, the Azure cloud concepts. So candidate, whoever is participating this exam should have the foundational knowledge of the cloud services. And then, intention is to understand all the Azure cloud-based solutions. If you are new to the Azure, you don't need to worry. So you will be able to learn all the concepts as part of this exam, and then you will be able to appear the exam. So the topics covered: the cloud concepts, Azure services, and the Azure workloads, security, privacy, and the pricing, support. So these are the kind of high-level topics covered part of this exam. So very high-level topics here is the describe the cloud concepts, and the weightage for each of the topic is given here. So the questions, between 20 to 25% of the questions from the cloud services, the core Azure services, almost 15 to 20%. The core solutions and management tools, 10 to 15%. General security, network security features, 10 to 15. The identity, governance, privacy, compliance. So there are a lot of topics to be covered part of this chapter. So the weightage would be 20 to 25%, and the last one, cost management and the SLA. So 10 to 15% of the questions will be asked on. So there are total six chapters: cloud concepts, Azure services, and then core solutions and management tools, general security, network security, identity, and then Azure cost management and SLA. So these are the high-level topics covered part of this exam. So this is the first chapter on the describe the cloud concepts. There are three categories here: benefits and consideration of using the cloud services, difference between the different categories of cloud services, and types of cloud services. So it will say either identify or the describe. So these are the two terminology will be used to in each and every topic. So identify the benefits of cloud computing, such as like high availability, scalability, elasticity, agility, disaster recovery, and also need to understand the difference between the capex and operational expenditure. So there will be definitely questions on capex and opex when you are migrating the Azure services from on-premise to the Azure. So you need to understand these two. And the consumption-based models, for example, serverless computing, for example. So what will understand the benefits of consumption-based models and the different categories of cloud services. Normally, we will know IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. These are high-level cloud services. And also in the second edition, shared responsibility model, serverless computing, service type based on use case. So these are the three topics added. And the next one is different types of cloud computing. Normally, you will see private, public, and hybrid. And there are additional two topics like define cloud computing, compare and contrast the three types of cloud computing. So this is about 20 to 25% of questions on the cloud concepts. Next one is the core Azure services. Again, there are two categories. One is architectural component. Second one is the general core services. In the architectural components, you need to understand the regions and region pairs, availability zone, resource groups, subscriptions, management groups. You need to understand the hierarchical components in the tenant. You will have management groups and then subscriptions, then resource groups. All that will be covered part of this chapter. And Azure Resource Manager, RM templates, concepts will be covered here. And then general services, general core services, again, the network services and cloud computing services and storage database. So these are the different categories. In the network components, you need to understand virtual. You need to understand the first of all the virtual machine, Azure App Services, App Service Environment, for example, AKS, Azure Container Instances, and then Windows Virtual Desktop. This is something new, interesting. Then you also need to understand the virtual networks, so the network components, VPN gateway, virtual network peering, local network, and express route. So these are some of the concepts related to networking. Coming to the storage account, you need to understand the different containers like blob, queues, file storage. So there will be a definitely question on the file storage and the storage tiers. And then different types of databases like Cosmos DB, like NoSQL, and Azure SQL Server, and then MySQL, PostgreSQL, and managed instance of Azure SQL. So these are the databases. And then you also need to understand the Azure Marketplace in the general core services part. Chapter 3 describes core solutions and management tools. And these are some of the new and interesting topics like IoT Hub and IoT Central and the Azure Sphere. Then also Azure Synapse Analytics, HD Insights, and Data Bricks, MI, machine learning, searching service like cognitive service, Azure bot services. Then some of the serverless solutions like Azure Function or the Logic App. So there will be definitely a question on these. And also it covers the Azure DevOps features. Azure DevOps, one or two questions on the Azure DevOps side. You need to understand. You don't need to dig into the detailed Azure DevOps, but at least high level, what is Azure DevOps and Git, why Git will be used, how the source code will be committed, source control system. And there will be could be a questions on the Azure Test Labs for automating your deployments. Then management tools. So interesting questions on the management tools like Azure Portal, PowerShell, CLI. You need to understand the difference between all these tools, and also when you are using in the Windows, what kind of tools will be used if you are using the Android, for example, iPads or the iPhones, how these tools will be used. So there will be definitely a questions on this one. Azure Advisor, all these recommendations you see in the Azure Advisor, and you need to understand Azure Resource RM templates, then Azure Monitor, and also Azure Service Health. So these comes under the Azure management tools. And then next one is on the general security, especially on the security considerations. You need to understand Security Center, including the policy complaints, alerts, key vaults, especially how different types of keys will be stored, secret keys, and certificates, and connecting with the AD. So those are the kind of questions will be asked. Azure Sentinel, definitely there will be a question on the Sentinel, Azure dedicated host, and then network services. So we need to understand NSG. Definitely, there will be some questions on NSG and Azure firewalls. Make sure that understand the difference between NSG and the firewalls, and also the Azure DDoS protections. So this is again 20 to 25% of the questions on the identity, which is identity management, AD governance. How governance will be set up in the organization, and the privacy and the compliance features. So difference between authentication, authorization. So it's a general concept. It's not specific to Azure itself, but you need to know the difference because it is related to the identity and Azure Active Directory. So because we need to understand the RBAC policies before RBAC, you need to understand the Azure Active Directory configuration, and then functionality, use of Azure Active Directory, and the groups and the permissions hierarchy. If you set the permissions at the management group level, how it will be derived into the resource subscriptions, resource groups, and the resources, etc. And also need to understand the MFA, single sign-on, and the federated identity. These are the concepts part of the identity. And then Azure governance features, RBAC, resource tagging, especially like, if you apply the tagging at resource group level, will that be applied at the resource level? So those kind of questions. And Azure policies. So definitely there will be interesting questions on the policies. How do you configure the policies in the Azure, and Azure blueprints, and some of the cloud adoption framework for Azure. The last one is privacy and compliance resources, like tenants of security, privacy compliance, the data protection addendum, the trust center. So, and then understanding the Azure compliance documentation, and also need to understand the Azure government cloud services versus the Azure China, and then Azure Germany, and there will be definitely question on this one. And the last topic in the syllabus is the cost management, and the SLA, the budgets, and different types of calculators. For example, how you identify the factors that can affect the cost. For example, resource types, services, locations. So depending on each region, the price will be different. And also, you need to understand reducing the cost from when you are migrating from on-premise to the Azure. What are the benefits you get when you reserve the capacity? For example, you might save 70 to 73% of capacity if you reserve the VMs for 1 or 3 years, for example. And then pricing calculator. So two different categories of pricing calculators. One is the Azure pricing calculator, which is available on the website, in the Microsoft MSDN website, and then TCO calculator, especially used when you are migrating from on-premise to Azure. And then describe the functionality use of the cost management, where you can set up your alerts for the budget, configure the budgets, etc. And then SLA. So you might need to understand the SLA for each resource. What will be the SLA for VMs? What will be the SLA for the app service plans and the database? Those kind of things, composite SLA, those kind of things will be covered in the SLA. And then public preview, private preview, general availability. These are the service life cycle. So there's definitely a question on these topics. So when you have the private, will the price will be reduced? If it is general availability, price will be more. So those kind of questions. So you have to definitely understand those topics in the SLA. Now, these are the 6 topics we have to understand in order to clear the AZ 900 exam, Microsoft fundamentals. And this is the syllabus prior to November 9, 2020. There is quite a lot of changes in the second version. So make sure that if you are using the first edition of AZ900, you have to upgrade yourself with the new concepts. For example, the fault tolerance is not in the new syllabus. So the striked out the text is actually the old one and replaced with this red font text. So here the words like, instead of describe, it is said identify, and most of the places you will see those kind of things. So describe removed with the and replaced with the identity. So this is on the first chapter, for example. So same thing, and the second, the remaining topics. If you need more information, you can look at here for the difference, understanding the difference. But if you started with the second edition, so you don't need to understand what was the history. But if you have read the first edition but you want to upgrade to second edition, so you need to understand that